Okay, it's another deathmatch. Had a bit of a break after we did the last set, which the Raptor had the longest win streak, and I thought we'd move on to looking at the real big guys in Shadows of Brimstone and Forbidden Fortress, the absolute top tier enemies. Those who happen to have an A4 sheet for them because there's so many rules and so big. I'm going to work through them all, there's not actually too many, so I'm going to work through them all in a round robin style. Literally picking the first two out that I happen to have to hand. Number one from Forbidden Fortress, hence the title there, as people probably want to guess if you saw that was coming, is this one, Sho'Riu, the Dragon King. There you go, pretty big model, pretty decent model, nice sculpt, lots of detail, completely unpainted because it's just not my thing. But anyway, yeah, so that's in one corner from Forbidden Fortress, Sho'Riu, the Dragon King. As you can see, pretty big fella. There we go. I'm not entirely sure how much this is going to be visible on the camera between the two of them because they're pretty big. And the other one, top of the pile, was this one from Shadows of Brimstone. It's the Burrower, which is basically absolutely not a Mojave Rattler. No, not at all. So another big fella. Again, we'll put them on the board. They're supposed to take up 3x3 squares, and if they need to go outside of that, they do, because obviously it's always going to be a bit of a difficulty. So they've got a showdown on the bridge between the two of them. So yeah, see which one of these two wins. Now, because they are the XXL enemies, they all tend to have enemy sheets that look like, oops, I'm just nudging him on his nose, so they all look like this. A4 sheets, loads of rules, loads of hits, loads of damage, and all this kind of stuff. So that's the one side. And why am I showing you the red side? Because I thought for this we'll do the, we're going to show the real tough guys. We'll use the brutal version of them, not just the normal. We'll use the brutal version of all these enemies. So this is the brutal version of Sho'Riu, the Dragon King. And we are going to use him as Sho'Riu, the Dragon King. We're not going to use him as an elemental dragon. We're going straight for the top guy, the King of Dragons. So what has he got? What's his rules? Well, I'll quickly run through them. Combat, so he's got 12 dice to attack with, only hits on 5 or more though. Damage is doing 4 per. So he's doing a lot of hits, but he's not actually doing too much per each one. He's got some tear you don't have to worry about. Endurance 5. He can't take more than 5 wounds from a single hit. He flies, so he goes through different things. Any hero on a map tile that he touches on his move must pass an agility 5 or more test or take a hit that does damage equal to this enemy's current initiative. So yeah, if anything moves around it, you're in danger of getting smacked by the tail for some damage. Terrifying roar we don't need to worry about because there's no depth track. Magic, yes, he has magic. Here we go, Dragon Magic. He has like a bunch of deck cards with Dragon Magic. So they'll be casting from those. It's been so long since I faced one of these dragons, I don't even remember what's in there. Then because it is Sho'Riu himself, rather than one of the elemental dragons, when you cast one of the elemental spells, you have to choose which element from the trait deck, which has like all the different elements the dragon can be. Make sense? Totally good. There's also this taunt ability. When a hero takes 6 or more wounds, they take corruption. Not worried about that for this. He's got a not quite crit, but he's got when his to hit rolls are 6, they do 1 less to defense. So effectively, for this purposes, they do 1 more damage. I'm not treating that as a crit because it's strictly not. It's not ignoring defense on a 6. It's just doing 1 more damage on a 6. So we'll let that go. And there's a bit about his destiny, which basically becomes all his hit rolls get an extra +1 while he is less than half health remaining, so he gets more dangerous as you start to basically do damage to him. And he is immune to critical hits. That is Sho'Riu. Wow. Oh yeah, and his initiative is 2 peril dice. Not that it matters because he's going up against the Burrower. And what does a Burrower do? Well, initiative 1. So yeah, it's a big giant worm. He's not really going to when it comes into play, and whenever you start killing off, basically there are tentacles, peril dice tentacles that keep turning up with him. tentacles, as lovingly painted by my daughters. Oops, that was an unpainted one. So say it is lovingly painted by my daughters. There we go, a couple of painted tentacles. They will be turning up to wail upon Sho'Riu as well. It's also got endurance 5, so it can't take more than 5 damage from any single hit. It's tough, it's immune to critical hits. There's some stuff about terror, then there's some stuff about basically if you get close to it you get hit with flailing mouth tentacles, but it can't actually do enough damage to worry Sho'Riu, so we don't have to worry about that ability. And then at the start of its activation you got 2d6 on a World Eater chart here, or this chart bit here, which is it does something utterly random, which can be like it devours you, or it buries itself into the ground and pops up underneath you, or it regenerates a bit, or who knows, loads of stuff, different things it could do. So that basically then determines what its attack is going to be, which means its combat and damage can change depending on what this thing is. So Sho'Riu has a defense of 3, as does the Burrower. So by default, Sho'Riu is just going to be doing 1 damage per hit. The Burrower has 45 health for this, because Sho'Riu has 85. And there's not going to be too many tentacles coming out, because there's only one hero, effectively one opposing creature. So, oh yeah, I suppose I should very quickly, here you go, tentacles on the brutal side. They can just about hit Sho'Riu, hurt Sho'Riu. They've got a free combat, damage 5, so they could, it's possible, you know, they could get like a couple of damage in each time they attack. All that being said, my money is definitely on the dragon. In this fella, I think he's just going to tear the Burrower a new one. It's got way too many hits. It takes so little damage from what the Burrower is doing. Yeah, I'm on the dragon for this one. But I don't think it's going to be quick. I mean, the dragon can't regenerate, but it's got a lot of hits. Meanwhile, the Burrower can. So we could be here a while to work this one out. I don't know how long, but I bet this is possibly going to take longer than some of the previous death matches. So without further ado then, let's get on and see, ding ding, round 1, Burrower versus Sho'Riu the Dragon King. Dragon King goes first. Right, start of the activation for the Dragon King. We go all the way through that, yada 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 yada. Bam, Dragon Magic. Dragon Magic deck. Shuffle it up, find it out, pick one in the middle at random, which is Iron Scales. Until the start of the caster's next activation, it gains armor 5 or more. Must remember that. So hits going that way are even less likely to do any damage. Okay, anything else at the start of activation for Sho'Riu? Don't think so. I suppose I should have rolled for its initiative, not that it matters, it's not going to get less than 1. Yeah, its initiative is 10. So yeah, it moves, I guess. Moves into range of the Burrower. There we go. And battle commences. And so 12 dice. Hitting on 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And it gets a 6. 1 extra damage. Yeah, I mean, technically due to the flailing mouth tentacles, Sho'Riu just possibly took a bunch of hits that do 2 damage each, but they bounce off the armor, so there's no point. Anyway, right, so the attack from Sho'Riu, 1, 2, 3 5s. 3 6s. Pretty good actually, above average. So, what's that? 3 damage of 4 versus defense of 4. So yeah, so that is 3. That's 6. That's 9 in total. So the Burrower takes 9 hits. And we should have placed, by the way, while I think about it, Peril Dice Tentacles when the Burrower was placed. 5 tentacles are all about to attack Sho'Riu from the bridge. They kind of got pushed out of the way a bit as it moved because it's a XXL. Let's put another couple around the back there. There we go. Some tentacles having a go at Sho'Riu. Their initiative is 3, so I guess this Paradise is still not going to matter because you still can't get less than 3. Right. And... Right, what was that? Oh yeah, it does some corruption. Woo! Oh, surely you are not the best that humanity has to offer. Pitiful! Now a giant worm thing. Some kind of trimmer homage. And that's it. I think that is Sho'Riu's turned on. That's not too slow. Pretty nippy. Right, over to the tentacles then. So we've got 5 tentacles. And they. This is where I realise we'll catch up with it next time. But of course, Sho'Riu changes target, so it's going to start smacking the tentacles down. That might take it a while. So yeah, tentacles. We've got 5 tentacles, each of them combat 3, so 15 dice. That is 10. That's 15. Hitting on 4 or more. How many hits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 that hit, doing 5 damage each, so total of 2. So that's 12. I may have miscalculated. Maybe the sheer Burrower is just going to win by sheer weight of tentacles. Right, then the Burrower. So the Burrower does its World Eater thing. 2 dice to decide what it does. Oh, hang on. Don't forget the armour. Iron scales. 12. 12 armour rolls. Dice everywhere. Never mind. Pick them up later. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many 5 or more do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it actually ignored 7 of that, leaving it with just 5. There we go. Just 5. Okay, right, so that's that. Yeah, then we're doing the 2d6 to see what the World Eater was, which is 4. Burrow. The Burrow retracts back into the ground. Remove the model from the board. Yoink. At the start of its next activation, instead of rolling on this chart, roll a random hero and place the Burrower back on the board, centered in that hero's space. Any models covered by it are immediately moved to adjacent to it, and heroes take d6 hits that do 4 damage each. So it's going to do a little bit to the dragon when it reappears, but yeah, it's burrowed off somewhere. Albuquerque maybe, who knows. And that's the end of the turn, so the iron scales go back. Okay. Honours even a little bit on this front so far. Round 2. So start again with a pair of dice to see on initiative 8. It is the Sho'Riu, who has some magic, and that magic is an elemental attack. Right, so we have to go for the elemental trait deck. Pick one out of this. Today, Sho'Riu feels like being a Void Dragon. So, Void Lightning. 1 random hero within 6 spaces of the dragon is struck by lightning, doing d6 with ignoring defense. All other heroes within 2 spaces of them is hit by arcane action, taking 1 wound, ignoring defense. Okay, well, so on a d6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ignore 6. 3. One in the middle there is getting shot by lightning. So it takes d6 ignoring defense. 5. Well, that kills it, and they're not immune. They're not immune to crits, so dead. Everything within 2, which is all but the one over there, takes 1 wound. Okay, so let's just quickly mark off. That one's taken 1. That one's taken 1. That one's taken 1. There we go. So that was the dragon magic. Okay. Then Okay, actually, hang on, I'm going to read that sweeping serpent body again properly. So, any hero on a map tile that this enemy touches during its move must pass an agility 5 or more test, or take one hit that does damage equal to this current initiative, which is currently 8. Okay, so maybe it should have done some more damage to the Burrower last turn. Never mind, we'll think about that in a moment. Right, for now it's going to try and go for one of these tentacles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a 5, so it's going for that one over there, so it sort of spins around on its sort of bridge position, like that, and has a go at that. Which is probably going to make it explode, but we'll see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 attacks on that tentacle. So it hits on 5 or 6. Only those 2. Which is going to be, because it's 6, it's going to be effectively 6 damage per. Defense is 3. So we'll take 6 damage, which is enough to kill that tentacle. All the other tentacles are basically touching its base when it moves, even though it didn't really actually move anywhere, but they're still touching its base. So they all take 1 hit that does 8 damage. So 5 in, yeah, it's going to kill them all, isn't it? It's just going to explode every single one of them because we've only got 5 hits. So, okay, we've answered the question of how the dragon is going to get rid of the tentacles. It's just going to move and kill them as long as it gets 8 or higher initiative. Okay, dragon done. Sits there, contemplates the future for a bit, and then, but oh no, what's that? It's a Burrower appearing on apparently the centre space there. Yeah. So Sho'Riu gets punted all the way to the side of the bridge, and the Burrower reappears and goes for him. Right. Immediately move to any space adjacent to it, and here is move to take D6 hits that do 4 damage each. So it's going to do, how many hits to Sho'Riu? 2. 2 hits that do 4 damage. So that's 2 damage in total. Bing, bing. There we go, that's that. Round 2. Okay. Start of the turn, if there are fewer tentacles in play than heroes, roll a d6. Roll a 1. On a 4 or more, add some more. Okay, so no more tentacles appear. Sho'Riu's go on initiative 9. Dragon Magic. Dragon Magic this time is Elemental Attack again. Are we going to be a Void Dragon? Are we going to be something else? The answer is going to be a Wind Dragon today. During the next activation, all heroes starting on the same and adjacent map tiles of the dragon are -2 to move and -1 on their to hit rolls. Okay, it's not really going to affect a burrowing worm much, but sure. Okay, and then Sho'Riu attack. So we're doing that right? Yeah, Sho'Riu attack. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One, 2, 3 6s. And 4 5s. Doing pretty well. So that's 4 plus 6 is 10 wounds to the Burrower. Puts it on. There we go, on to 19. The Burrower then goes to its attack. Okay, so we do the 2 dice to see what it's going to do. 10. Burrow. Living up to its name. Whoop, and it's gone. Okay. Start of the next turn. Roll a d6, I guess, to see if we get any tentacles. We do not get any tentacles. So I guess Sho'Riu just sort of sits there. He still does his magic. This time around he has iron scales. And the Burrower comes back. Hey, butter. He gets pointed over there, the Burrower comes back. Like that. And takes d6 times. So 4 hits. We're doing 4, so that is 4 damage. 4 armour rolls, remembering them this time. That's 3 defences, so 1 wound. Wound. That's the end of the turn. Start of the next turn. Sho'Riu. But first, do we have any Burrower tentacles? We don't. We don't. It's just not spawning tentacles. Sho'Riu is on initiative 8. Sho'Riu moves. The Burrower takes a single strength 8 hit, which is the limit of its endurance, how much it can take. There we go. Oh, sorry, actually, you're right. You're right. Oh, damn it. They have to take an agility test. Right. Agility. We're saying that all these have got agility of 1, skills of 1. So, does it pass the test? It doesn't, right. Takes the 5. Which arguably I should have done for the tentacles. Learning. We're learning as we go. Learning as we go. Okay, let's have a look. What was this one? Iron scales once again. 12 attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, good grief. Still going strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. So that's 8. That is 10. Another 10 wounds on the Burrower. It's getting close, isn't it? Well, I say close. Relatively close. It's in the Burrower's turn. What does it do? 5. It burrows again, living up to its name. Wait, it's gone. End of turn, Iron Scales. Disappears. Start with a new turn. Do we get any tentacles? No, rolled a 3 again. Sho'Riu's magic. Dragon magic, dragon magic, dragon magic. It's an elemental attack. This is possibly going to do absolutely nothing. Void, magic, dragon thing does nothing. There's no heroes to shoot. Okay. And then, oh, look at that. Oh, he's back. He's back. Burrower comes back, pushes Sho'Riu out of the way. Does how many? 2. 2 hits, so 2 wounds. No armour this time. Oops, gotta get rid of all that. Go 10. Start of a new turn. Do we get tentacles? We do. We get tentacles. How many do we get? We get D3 plus 1. So 4. 4 tentacles appear to have an attack against Sho'Riu. Maybe, if they live. Sho'Riu's initiative for this turn is 8 once again. Dragon magic. And these tentacles are coming in ambush, but Sho'Riu's probably still going to have too high initiative to worry about that. So, Dragon Magic this time around is Death Touch. 1 random hero within 3 spaces takes 1 hit that does not that does damage equal to their hero 4 times the hero level, so I'll basically be 4. So, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. The Burrower gets nailed for 1 wound. Death Touch. Okay. Line those off, goes to 5. There we go, we're on 10, 20, 35. Okay, so that was that. The dragon then moves, does, it's going to be doing 8 hits to everything next to it if they fail their agility. This tentacle's agility passes. This tentacle's agility passes. The Burrower's agility fails, because it's 5 or more, yeah. So the Burrower gets nailed for another 5. That tentacle's agility passes. That one fails. Okay, so that one gets hit with the tail and dies. It is then the tentacles go. So 3, down to 3 tentacles. So 9 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hits. Hitting on 4 or more. Nope. 2. So that is 4 wounds. 2, 3, 4. Like that. Okay. Burrower's turn. What does the Burrower do? Burrows! It doesn't. Grinding Jaws. Select a random hero within 12 spaces of the Burrower. There's only one to hit. All heroes in the Burrower's arc facing that hero. Yeah. Up to 12. Agility 6 more tests. I'll take 12 hits that do 3 damage each. Oh, okay. Well, it's a bit disappointing because even if it, let's see if the dragon dodges it. Oh, it doesn't dodge it. Well, it takes 12 hits to do 3 damage each. Okay, it's got a defensive 3. Bang, they all bounce off. Never mind. Never mind. So, that was the Burrower ending its turn. Start of the next turn, we do have tentacles. Don't have to roll for those. Dragon Magic. Dragon Magic is Elemental Attack. Good grief, I did that on the right. Did I completely miss Sho'Riu's go with its attacks? Oh, I honestly can't remember. Jeez, I don't think it's going to matter. I think the Burrower's going down. Wind Dragon. -2 move, -1 to hit. Okay, so that's that. When's it going on? Initiative 9. Sho'Riu the dragon moves. Who's the attack? It changes every time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1d8. Goes for this tentacle. Attacks this tentacle mightily. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's enough. Blah, kills the tentacle. Everybody else takes 9 damage if they don't make their agility roll. This fella makes the agility roll. The Burrower makes the agility roll. That tentacle makes the agility roll. Okay. Everyone's at -1 to hit. The 2 tentacles at -1 to hit. 6 dice. Already hit on 5s then. So it is 2 wins. 2 wins. Okay. 1. 16. Okay, rounds to the Burrower. What does it get? Gets 6. It regenerates. Regenerates peril dice wound, then roll again on this chart. So it regenerates 4. Like that. Go again. 9. Lash out. Each hero immediately takes peril hits from each tentacle and Burrower within 2 spaces of them. So that is 3 peril dice. I don't actually have 3 peril dice out at the moment. But anyway, yeah. First 2. But they're only going to do 1 hit because they're just hits, aren't they? They're not coming from tentacle bar. It just says peril dice hits for each tentacle. Yeah, so it's not. So there's only going to be like 3 peril dice of things that only do 1 damage. Yeah. So yeah, it gets smacked around a lot by the tentacles. Okay, that's the Burrower's go. Start of the turn, still tentacles. Dragon Magic. Dragon Magic this time is Elemental Attack. Flavour of the month is Earth Dragon. Select a random hero within 4 spaces to target using the flame template. No, I think that's somewhere else. Every hero selected for a template takes 3 hits that do 2 damage and ignore armour. Well, that's going to do nothing to any of them because they've all got 2 higher defence. Oh well. Sorry about that, Sho'Riu. Who are you attacking today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are attacking the Burrower. Uh-oh. That's probably curtains for the Burrower. 6, 7, 11, 12. can't remember. What initiative were you? Who knows? Roll it again. See what you get. 7. Okay. Burrower 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. We're on 36 out of 45. So, squish. That is a dead Burrower. And that's even with, I think, we missed an attack. We actually missed an entire attack by Sho'Riu. Well, there we go. The first of the larger XXL enemy death matches was won by my prediction, the Dragon Sho'Riu. Yeah, I think the tentacles, if they'd actually appeared, could have been more of a problem. We had a few turns where they just did not appear to wail away on the Sho'Riu. But even so, I think its mammoth hit point total meant the Burrower was never really going to get anywhere. Because it looks like a lot of the Burrower's attacks do quite low damage. They're only doing sort of 2 damage for a lot of its attacks, or 3 damage, which is just not going to get through Sho'Riu's armour. The tentacles can, the Burrower itself, not so much. But there you go, first of new death matches. This win goes to the Dragon. Let's see next week what the matchup is, and then who wins it.